Chapter 32, A Midlife Mulligan. I was never particularly athletic and never followed broadcast sports too closely. I like baseball, the Jays, and by extension the Tigers, thanks to my former proximity to Detroit via Essex County. But I've never been the kind of devoted fan who lives and dies by the score. Most people I know, however, seem to live vicariously through their chosen athlete, as if that sports figure were their own personal avatar. You see it at stadiums, sports bars, or even in living rooms, arms thrown up in triumph when a player scores a goal, as if they had been the one to make the play. It's a collective euphoria, a tribal instinct that spreads beyond the arena and into everyday life. Of course, the thrill of victory has a flip side. When a team loses, the emotional crash can be just as powerful. As doom settles in, sometimes sadness, sometimes humiliation, sometimes outright rage. In extreme cases, it can even be destructive. Vancouver 2011 proved this when the Canucks lost the Stanley Cup to Boston. The city erupted in riots, leaving chaos, mayhem, with 140 injured people in its wake. And then there's golf. I didn't take it up because of a love for competition or the joy of occasionally making par. My primary goal was simple: staying fit. For years I dismissed golf as an elitist, environmentally reckless game. Golf courses get a free pass on pesticide and fertilizer restrictions, allowing them to maintain their pristine greens and fairways at the cost of local ecosystems. But after repeated invitations from a friend who spoke of the game with such enthusiasm, I finally relented. Okay, I said, just this once. It's a wonder golf is as popular as it is, given how difficult it can be. Walking the course, we don't use a cart, means covering acres of fairway in pursuit of a tiny white ball. One that, in my case, has an almost supernatural ability to find the deepest part of the rough or the nearest body of water. No matter how carefully I line up my shot, the ball always seems to sniff out the worst possible landing spot. It's like magic or a curse. And never assume I'm taking a practice swing. If I'm standing there empty-handed after an attempt, it's because I've completely missed the ball. On a rare occasion, I do make contact. I usually send a sizable chunk of turf, known in golf terms as a divot, soaring into the air. Most other golfers move gracefully down the fairway, chatting and enjoying the game. Meanwhile, I zigzag like a drunk, covering far more ground than any experienced player should. Then there are all the golf tips. Nothing is more humbling than standing at the tee, a group of seasoned golfers behind you, watching in reverent silence as you prepare to take your shot. This is precisely when my swing turns into something out of a slapstick comedy routine. If I don't shank the ball directly into the bushes, I send it off at a perfect right angle, nearly taking someone's head off. "New at the game, are you?" an old-timer asks, suppressing a chuckle. "Yes," I respond sheepishly. "Just started." "Well, let me give you some advice." And so it begins. One tip leads to another and another, until I'm drowning in well-meaning but conflicting recommendations. Everyone has their own perfect swing technique, but they're all convinced their advice is superior. I nod, thank them, and do my best to absorb it all. But just when I think I've made progress, I'm back to square one. My golf game's still a mess, and now with a case of tennis elbow to show for it.